This is DJ Wolf Live. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, it's Tuesday, September 25th, 2018. I got a couple things on my mind here. I was thinking about something. It has to do with family. It's funny how you got sometimes family, man, will raise you to try to be something in your life and say, hey, yeah, you need to go up and do this and blah, 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 and all this other and ta-ta-ta, and, you know, you go out and do exactly that. You go to school, you graduate, you get decent grades or whatever, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you done moved out the area. You done forgot where you came from. Even though you go visit year after year after year, sometimes 2-3 times a year, even send money. Still not enough. Not enough. You know, and I think it's called jealousy. You know, were you expecting your kid or children to fail when you raise them after you told them to do good in school and all of that and be something? And then they do that and they send you money and they go visit you and it's still not enough? Really? And you know, it amazes me, man. But I think sometimes family, they forget where they came from. Maybe it's not you. Maybe the purpose of you doing what you did, as far as trying to become a success in your family, was the reason why you were trying not to forget where you came from, but be there with your family when they needed you, because of the fact that you were trying to be there, to be out there to help your family. But even that's not good enough with family members sometimes. Oh, now it's one. Okay. It's a trip. People, you know, that's why I said I think sometimes family forget where they came from. They forget the fact that the person who they told, or the children who they raised to try to be something, and they do exactly that, are the ones that they always bash the most. I know it's for a fact. They're the ones that they always criticize because they see little young poop and whatever ain't trying to do what they did or didn't do what they're supposed to, and then all of a sudden they're in the corner helping them out. I talked to somebody who actually was in a situation like mine, where, you know, another family member wasn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, but they criticized you for doing what you were doing, and you're doing the right thing, and they're not. And you get bashed, and they get praised. You know, it's a backwards syndrome. I think because the fact that that person or that other person in the family were kind of like maligned with what the parent wasn't doing. In other words, the parent didn't elevate themselves, and that kid didn't elevate themselves, so they shared a kindred spirit. I've always said that. Whereas the one who elevated themselves based on what the parent was telling them to do, the parent gets jealous now because they didn't expect them to go that far. It's weird. It's a weird dichotomy, you know. I watched Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. This is the other thing on this thing called what was called the Hot Ones, and so the question was, I mean, and these guys are supposed to be very close. Okay, he had helped her out early in her career when he was starting out himself, doing his thing, and they've known each other for years. And they're supposed to be like family. He referred to her as his little sister. She referred to him as her big brother. Now, here's the irony of it. When they were on this YouTube video that I saw last night, I think it'll take that over the weekend, and the guy, the host, had asked Kevin Hart, was he ever part of the Booty Gang, the Eat a Booty Gang? And before Kevin spoke, and this is no joke, you can watch the video, I'm not lying about it, Tiffany Haddish actually drank some milk. Like, I really didn't want to say anything. And I'm like, are you telling on Kevin? And Kevin, what the show was, if they asked you a specific question, all right, and you didn't want to answer it, you had to eat the hot wing. So Kevin, instead of him talking about it, he ate the hot wing. But what really bothered me was that Tiffany Haddish, because Kevin didn't want to talk about it. He's all that's way too personal. But Tiffany Haddish had drank the milk before he even got to the wing, which led me to believe, and I don't know if she did it on purpose or she was doing it because people know, hey, he eat booty. Are you telling us something? But he definitely ate the wing. I was like, wow. That's a little bit kind of revealing to me a little bit. Not in whole, but in part. Because to me, it was almost like she, didn't want to, she was choking, drinking on the milk to keep from having to say anything herself. So I'm like, wanting to believe, is it something y'all share together as a family, so to speak? But I thought it was kind of odd, but, that's not what I mean by family. But I'm just saying that I just had to reference that because they're supposed to be so tight. Now, I guess to a point where, maybe y'all not tighter than we thought. But, but yeah, sometimes, and I want to also reference about jealousy. Jealousy is a dangerous thing in our communities, man. And I'm not just saying, it really is a dangerous thing. I remember when I bought my first house, man, I had a coworker actually got jealous because I bought a house. Now, I didn't have my first house wasn't that big. It was a nice house for me and my wife and my son. It was a very nice house, but it wasn't a huge house. It wasn't like it was a 3-story level with 5 bedrooms and all of that. Actually, did have extra bedrooms, and we used the extra bedroom as a little mini gym. So, but my thing is that I was ex-military, so of course I could go ahead and do that if I wanted to. That was my choice. I wanted my family to be okay. That's what me being a family man was, to take care of my family as a man. People just don't get that. I don't understand why people have a warped sense of logic and cannot understand that. But that's another whole story, But nevertheless, jealousy, man, is just. Do I think Cat Williams was jealous of their success? On some regards, maybe so. I do think he was right about a lot of what he said, though. Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart aren't that funny, but white people in Hollywood think they are. Enough where I didn't realize that she's. And this is the other reason why I brought up that show, The Hot Ones, because I meant to talk about the Breakfast Club because I watched a little bit more of the rest of the Breakfast Club, and she mentioned not only does she have 3 movies coming out starting this weekend with Night School, and then October she got a movie coming out called The Oath. That's the name of the movie I'm trying to think of. It's called The Oath. It's a kind of a dark comedy. Matter of fact, Jordan Peele is directing that, if I'm not mistaken. And Tyler Perry is directing her movie after that called Nobody's Fool. That's coming out later in the year. Then she said she has a couple of comedy specials, and she's going to be back on the second season of The Last OG with Tracy Morgan, which I love. That's a great show. If you hadn't watched it, check it out. I think she has 2 Netflix specials, and I think she has another movie, and she said an animated series coming out, and she's going to be in Kevin Hart's next animated feature, which is the Secret Life of Dogs, which I still haven't seen yet because I want to see it, because me and a coworker talked about watching that about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I still haven't seen it yet. But I am, because Kevin Hart's going to be doing that too next year. From what he said, they're going to be working on that. He's going to be working on Jumanji 2. And I know he said he's going to. Yeah, he says he's got a drama coming out the first of the year. Now Kevin Hart has been in a couple of dramatic roles. A lot of people don't know that he's been in about 2 or 3 of them. Matter of fact, I've seen at least 2. So he's trying to broaden his horizon like Tyler Perry. Now, I'm going to say this. Now, although I don't find Kevin Hart funny, he's kind of funny in pockets, but he's not the funniest comedian. There are funny comedians than Kevin Hart. That's no lie. Even Tiffany has bawled him out earlier when I watched that video when they asked Tiffany on the Hot Ones, who you think is one of the top comedians out today? And he said by top to bottom, and she said Dave Chappelle, then Kevin Hart. Then Kevin Hart, I need to talk to you. We're gonna talk to you after this about that. Really, nigga, you ain't number one in everything. Okay, let's be real. You know, but I give Kevin Hart credit. You know, or credit due. Oh yeah, Tiffany Haddish also did say that she one of her stand-up specials is going. She's going to feature 6 new comedians under her wing. So you know, I give him credit, and I give her credit to a degree. Now I'm gonna start with him. Now I give him credit because he is a guy, and because the movie, matter of fact, the Night School movie is the first movie that's going to be released under co-release with Heartbeat Productions, which I didn't know. I thought he had did a movie. One of his movies, I thought Wisconsin movie, but this is a scripted movie, so I think it's the first scripted movie. I know he did comedy movies under his Heartbeat Productions. I know that it's comedy specials or it's comedy movie, concert movies rather. But he's a business guy, you know. I mean, he turned his what he's doing, his passion that he's doing right now into a business, and I don't fault him for that at all. I'm going to be 100% honest. The only thing about Kevin Hart I have a problem with, he may be a bit overexposed because you always see him all the time. That's the only problem about it. You know, that's not a problem for me per se, but that's not a problem for me at all. But that might be a problem for him later on down the road. Yeah, you see him and he's doing the same stuff, and after a while it gets stale. You know, he don't want to do that. Even Tyler Perry has done stuff behind the camera, but you have to see him all the time. You know, and I think that's a smart move because Tyler Perry is as much of a director and a writer and producer as he is an actor. And in a way, I kind of like to see the stuff that he produces as well as the stuff that he actually does on camera. Being on camera is cool. Don't get me wrong. I don't have to see him all the time. I would like to see his work, though. You know, which is why I actually respect Tyler Perry for what he does. Very much so, to be honest. You know, I followed Tyler Perry's career since the 90s. You know, before he even really hit pay dirt. You know, and now he's hit pay dirt. You know, his movies are drawing big numbers, and his TV shows do too. He's doing very well. You know. And I kind of follow his philosophy on his business plan and his philosophy on life as far as doing what you love despite what other people thought. You know, despite the fact that people is going to look down on you. You be that success that you want to be. Don't let anybody else determine where your success should be. You know, I give them that. We kind of share a bit of the kindred spirit where you had, you know, you kind of came from a broken home. Although I'm sure other family members would deny it, but I came from a broken home too, so I know all about that. You know, and he witnessed some bullshit, and so did I. So his family, I witnessed some of mine. So, and people doubted him. I've been doubted. I was doubted for years myself. I know all about that. If anybody know DJ Wolf, know for damn sure. You know, and the same people who doubted you are the same people all of a sudden talking about you forgot where you came. I was like, really? Which I still don't get. How do I get doubted by people who doubted me in my own family, and yet I come back and be there for you, and you still simply got something nasty to say about me? That's why I just don't. That's the one of the things I don't get. How is it the family just threw you on the bus, even when you do right by them, and they did wrong by you? I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, it's the weirdest but dumbest thing. I do right by you, and you do wrong by me, and I'm still fine with you no matter how wrong you did me. But it's okay for you to still throw me on the bus even after I'm doing right. And I haven't really done wrong by you. You know, it's called jealousy. No matter what. You weren't expected to be the success that they kind of didn't really think you were going to be, yet they tell you to go ahead and do it, and you do it, and then you still have some problem. Oh, look at you. You know, yeah, look at me. You know, I don't consider myself a success. I consider myself a young man or a man who just wanted to have a normal life. You know, and did the thing to have a normal life. That's all. Nothing special. None less, none different. You know, you're going to always have the haters out here. And there are haters out here. Unfortunately. The bad part about it, you don't think there would be people that you were so close to that would do that. That's the thing that trips me out more than anything. And I'm like, I'm really shocked by that. I know you ain't. Oh, it must be. You know, I'm really shocked by that, to be honest. But, nevertheless, I don't concern myself with that anymore. I really don't. It kind of makes me sad that, you know, that people see you as somebody they think, you know, who think that I think that I'm above myself, and I don't. I'm not like that. You know, I try to be there for family. Sometimes there's family who are jealous of your success, but at the same time, you try to help them out, and they still act like they got something up their ass. You know, and then it's where it's you, and it's not you, it's them. You know, just act the fool. You know, I've been through that too. You know, you just have to keep on your grind. You just gotta believe in yourself, even when other people doubt you, friends and or family. You know, my thing is, and you know, and I know people say, well, you know, y'all don't, you know, all that, but I still believe in God. I believe that God has my back no matter what I do. You know, but I try to do right. I try to live right. I try to be right. I try to be right by others. You know, that's the thing. You gotta be right within yourself. You know, and God will get you through. I'm telling you right now. I don't worry about whether people like me or don't like me anymore. At one time I did. I was very self-conscious about that one time. I admit to that. I don't know. I don't anymore. I'm way past all of that. At some point you have to, because all that mess will consume you. You're too busy worried about what other people think. You know? And that's why I gotta give guys like Tyler Perry credit. And to a certain degree, Kevin Hart. You know, Kevin Hart gonna be able to grind. But the only thing about Kevin Hart that kind of tripped me out is that he boasts on himself way too much. I don't do a lot of that. I let my work speak for itself. You know, and that's always been me, even growing up. I let my work speak for itself. I'm not a bragger. You know, I know other people personally that does that. I ain't one of them. What are you doing? These people cannot drive. I swear they can't drive. They cannot drive. They just can't simply drive. Wow. But I'm not a bragger. I don't like to brag. Personally, I do not like to brag at all. What these guys doing this morning? For me, bragging, when you brag about yourself, you need to back up what you're saying. That's the thing about bragging I don't like, which is why I don't do it. I just let it speak for me. You know? But that's all there is to it. If you can do the work, let the work speak for you. There it is. Alright guys, this is DJ Wolf. That's all I gotta say right now. Of course, as always, I'll have more to say about this and other stuff on the back burner. I'll talk to you guys later, because I'm out.